Hello everyone. So I was about to leave, but the weather decided otherwise. I am in Holland still, and sometimes the weather decides for you what you are going to do. So I'm going to work instead of, I prepared another video, another topic for you, instead of going to the beach because it's pretty windy and rainy at the moment, but I will take my chances pretty soon, I hope. So I'm going to tell you today about do we even have to adjust the changes, rapid changes within yourself, your situation right now, when you are deeply feeling, when you are paranormal. And some of you reported me about this lack of stability, like you cannot plan right, you're not sure of the life now, and for a lot of you what feels like you're coming back to sort of normality, it doesn't really feel so, like you are tricked. And especially this is about also such countries as Poland, that there's still a lot of threats about the limitations and insecurity of what will happen. We do not know. So in those times of being insecure, I have a lot of experiences of times of being insecure. And yes, those of you who didn't read all those Oracle series, in a fiction way, I am touching on so many topics. When you are on your personal path to self-confidence, self-worth, and you are dealing with an obstacle, when you are paranormal, when you are deeply feeling, when the dreams are happening to you, they are influencing your reality, when you perceive more and there are not so many people around you that could verify that. These are only every now and then someone psychic can verify that you are not crazy. And whatever you are in, whatever country you are living, I'm going to focus on those changes you are going through right now. And some of you, especially women, are dealing with the situation when you think that you are too emotional, oversensitive, too crazy for your family, for your friends. There is something wrong with you. You are experiencing something extraordinary, or just very, very strong emotions, and your life because of that is pretty hard and you don't want to deal with it. You would like to be normal as other people, and of course I could ask you what normal really is, because I think at this point none of us is normal. There's a certain norms of normality are changing according to the country, generation, our history. So let's just stick to how can we prosper with however we are and whatever is happening within us, and those changes within us. So I'm going to treat today the world as our mirror, our relationship and our mirror of what's going on within us. And yeah, and we're gonna start from there. So first of all, when you experience, and if you experience strong emotions, discomfort in your body, pain, all kinds of, tears, anything like that, and whatever you heard in, especially women, that it's hormones, it's you are oversensitive, whatever you heard, especially women tend to beat themselves up and thinking they are crazy. And I hope this will help you just to hear this one message, that whatever you are experiencing, there is a reason why this is happening to you. And it doesn't matter how crazy it may seem like, but the fastest you go into the question, why this is happening to me, what is the source of that feeling, your subconscious mind may actually connect with you and tell you what is the reason for it. And there is always a reason for it. And if you would be taught in the past, if we all would be taught in the past, if I would know all these things I know now or experience, of course I wouldn't beat up myself through a lot of books and stories of Jasmine that was blaming herself about everything what was happening to her, and not seeing that everything was for the reason. It was always a reason why things are happening. And for example, if you are out there and you have pains after talking to people, when you're talking to people, these are signs that you may also perceive other people's troubles, issues, challenges, what they are going through. For example, I often experience, and I never understood that before, is that even possible? How crazy that could be. Yes, it is possible. We are telepathic beings. We are extraordinary beings. And my body was giving me, and it gives me all the time, symptoms, positive or negative, good feelings or not, even before I meet people I'm supposed to meet. So this is how crazy it can get. If you start paying attention to your body, how you feel on a daily basis. So it is about everything. What are you watching? With whom you are talking daily? How these people are making you feel? Are you feeling connected to them or not? How you feel afterwards? What are your dreams? Anything and everything counts. And it is a way of how you approach it, not exactly what is happening. Because the moment you understand, it is very likely that the moment of understanding is also the moment of healing. Whether that was a bothering energy, whether that was something within you that you didn't like, the moment you bring it out, it's out of your system. It's not there. It's not scratching you somewhere there, and it's visible. So you can actually do something about it if you know what is your enemy. So that's number one, to take care of your inner self. And that means, because taking care of yourself sounds very, very banal at this point, that means paying attention to your little feelings, emotions, sudden changes in the body, especially when you are talking to someone. And we already know that we all are telepathic, and it happens that someone thinks about us negatively, positively. Someone has a certain image about us. He doesn't have to think about us, but the moment someone calls, he or she is holding that image about us. We feel a certain way when we talk. So how do you feel with that person will show you what this person may think about you. Crazy. Crazy, but it's not crazy. It's normal. It's paranormal thing. Supernatural. So there another one is with those close ones. So within our family, our partners, wives, husbands, children, and also business contacts, the closest environment you are living in. And these are mirrors of some aspects of you. And years ago, I saw the perfect video about it from Greg Braden, and he was talking about 7 essence of relationships. And if you manage to find that video, I truly recommend. It's probably over 2 hours long, but how greatly he described what you're going through, how you may encounter, how it is related to yourself. It's actually extraordinary. And just to mention and give you an idea, because it's present also in other schools and other psychology, that your personal relationship with your parents, it has total impact on what kind of partners you are meeting in your life. And you don't have to meet exactly the same people with the same personality, but the feeling your parents are giving you, you are going to experience very likely those feelings later on in the relationship with the world. And what I like especially about what Greg was talking about, it was about that when you meet someone, you are totally fascinated by someone, you think like you want that quality for yourself. This may be actually quality you lost, you gave away, or it was taken away from you. And here we have all this system of shamanism when they are going back, when you go back to your different times, different years of your life, and you collect back what you lost. So the more you can integrate those qualities, the less likely you're going to fall for someone like that. And whether you truly will love this person or not, it's a different thing, but you're not going to fall for the quality. So you are going to differentiate, was it just that one quality I was thinking I'm loving this person or not? And of course, there is another aspect of those relationships, and this one is also similar, that I discovered in all those all those years when we look at our partners and our closest ones to us people. It's very often that these are mirrors of those parts within us that we are not conscious about. Greg Braden was talking about the criticism here, like if you criticizing people often, you judge them, then it's very likely you have this critic within yourself, for example. But also, if and some of you may not like what I'm going to say, because it is about, for example, such a thing as betrayal. And if someone betrays you, and in a lot of cases, and it was also my case when I discovered that, this usually happens when people who are betrayed, they in the first place betrayed themselves, betrayed their own needs, the basic needs. They were sacrificing a lot from themselves in order for someone else or for the situation. They were working hard for the family. And if you dig deeper in those regions of your psyche, you may discover pretty extraordinary things, and things you also hate, don't like in your partners. You judge them or you don't like. There is also a chance that these things are also part of your personality, that are not loved by you, not ignored by you. So this is another thing. So first is about yourself, about how you are responding, how your body is responding. Your body will never lie to you. You may lie to yourself and everything is fine, but your body will give you instantly symptoms that will show you something that is something there. And we just tend to ignore it, of course. And then another mirrors are our relationship with the world. And what is also interesting to pay attention to is what draws your attention, what kind of programs you are watching, what kind of people you are listening to. And I'm receiving a lot of links about the world situation. Some of them are very scary, some of them are very catastrophic, the predictions. And I'm always saying, it's not what the information is, but how is it presented and what kind of vibration is behind that. So the other thing that we learn right now and recognize and more learn, because we do learn all the time, is how we can differentiate vibration, not exactly the words someone is saying. Because if I'm, for example, receiving the link when someone is talking about catastrophe that will happen, and the voice, and it's like, it's gonna happen and here and now, oh my God, I'm so scared, and now, and you know, it goes on like that, then you are entering the field of that person. So perhaps, and I'm not judging it, people are in the different phases in their life. So if they do something like that, if they also vent on other people online and have this need to do it publicly, there is always someone hurt behind this, or someone unrecognized. And also I had that theme in my books when also my character Jasmine wasn't really acknowledged. She didn't want to be an artist. She was ignoring her artistry. She wanted to be normal, and she wasn't. normal in the terms of the world. She was somebody different, but she wasn't into discovering it because she really wanted to be like everybody else, or she was thinking that. So sometimes people exhibit that phase in a different ways. Some of them, they are going to scream about it. Some of them were going to shut down. So all of it, it's okay because it's a phase in someone's life and a unique way of evolution, process, growth. The thing for you, specifically for me, what does it mean for me? Do I want to be in the presence of this person? Does it support my well-being or not? So where am I going? So by releasing this person with a compassion and not entering the field, this person, you actually help yourself to keep growing, and you also tolerating, allowing this person to have her own learning process, her own ideas to come forward into the world. And of course, people in the different phases, they find their vibration. But if you're not interested in that specific vibration, go somewhere else, turn away from it and move on by choosing something else. So this is how you can consciously pick a different field of a feeling. And when I'm here back in the Netherlands now, there are certain things I went through here. So I'm calling The Hague like I have a lot of sentiment to The Hague because I was living here. I wrote those books here, and I came here now, and I also had a lot of those triggers of past traumas that I can now see from a different perspective, watch it, observe it, and understand more about it. So I can also turn it into something more beautiful now when I have more understanding about it, when I know what to do about it, when I know that when I'm triggered by something, I can make another decision like, okay, that is the field, that is the vibration I was in before. This is how it felt. Now I understand myself, why in such a vibration I made such a decision. So this understanding is very healing process for all of us. If you do need to understand something, go sometimes back in time. If you want to understand it more yourself, if you're going back and forth and your thoughts, why did you do that? Why you are such a person? No, there is always a reason, and go back in time when that things happen. The way you felt there will show you exactly why you did what you did, and probably if you would be exactly in the same situation, you would do the same thing because that was the best you could do in that current moment. So I also have those moments, and Holland is my tough love. I'm laughing about it because climate also influences me, and I need a sun, and we also learn every time, and we never learn enough about ourselves. What do we really need? I was thinking like I just need a seaside, but also I need also a sun. I need also stability, something else. So there is always a learning process if you are going to allow it to come to your awareness. I love the nice weather. I was prepared, sort of. I just want another jacket so I can sit here, and when it's raining, I can also use that time to my benefit and yours, and I can also catch my moment. So I could be here, I could complain about it, how weather sucks, but I was prepared. This is the Netherlands. I know what to expect. And also I can make the best out of it. And of course, I also had a moment that, oh my God, I should have gone somewhere else. Why The Hague? Why I have this sentiment even to The Hague? And of course, when you ask yourself a question and you are in this peaceful mode, way of being, then the impressions start to come instantly. At least this is how it is for me. So of course, I am right now finishing my Oracle number 9, is the last from the series, the Oracle. And this is where I started the series, and this is when I'm ending the series. So it's kind of magical moment for me that I'm taking here. All right, let's come back to this rapid changes that we don't want. And I am also such a person. I like coziness. I like my security. I like the weather. I don't like those ups and downs. Like in the Netherlands, I was used to it former times very much. So you never know. You have to adjust pretty quickly. So it is a challenge. Now I'm coming back to those changes and mirrors in a relationship still, because there is a lot, especially happening to women, that, especially in Poland, but maybe wherever you live, let me know about it. I would like to know how it is in your country, past 20, 30, 40, 50, you know, how it was changing in the years. But specifically, Polish women tend to lose themselves in the partnerships, in the family, with kids, and they lose the autonomy. And if you know the concept of related autonomy, that's the professor, psychiatrist, German psychiatrist, Dr. Sterling. He claims that the most important thing in life is related autonomy. You must be autonomous with yourself before you enter in relationship, and most of the times we are not. We basically don't know who we are. That's why we tend to seek for relationships first before discovering your own self, and people too often getting into relationship far too early in their life before they even start to know themselves, or those bits of knowing self. And you know, he claims that this autonomy that we're supposed to have, we can establish on our own, but we truly learn this related autonomy when we are in relationship with someone else also. So both works, but there is a certain limitation. So there are parts where you will only learn when you are in a relationship to someone else, because as autonomous person, you know who you are, but when you enter, you are becoming part of another organism. It's we. So for a lot of people, a lot of couples, they became we and they lost I, individuality. And if you do that, the relationship won't function anymore. So the therapists often advise to do the feedback all the time, come every month, couple of months, depending on the quality of relationship and family, and reframe it, how the responsibility is going, are the needs of all the people are fulfilled. And this is not only about the family, but this is also about people who are renting together apartments with other friends. In countries when prices are very high, for example, in The Hague, I see the prices are very high, but not only. In The Hague, there are a lot of countries that people rent apartments together because then they can afford, they can survive, they can live. It's very, very important that you also know how this dynamic in the house functions, because if one person is not happy, dissatisfied, the atmosphere spreads. So it's also like sort of like it's your business to make it comfortable and check. It's all of your business, because it can happen. It happened to me, of course, that I was the one that was sensing that something was off, but not everyone could feel so deeply, so other people were just simply denying it. And then, of course, the situation was escalating. So it also depends on you to pick up the people around you who will vibrate in a similar way, and you can communicate openly about what are your boundaries, what are your needs, how is your structure, and negotiate together until you find a solution that is good for everyone else. And if you do find a solution, don't be too quick, because it may happen that today you think that this is your need, but in a month from now you learn that no, it doesn't work, and you have to go back and you have to reframe that. You have to start all over again, because we do learn in the process about ourselves and what we think. Just like I was thinking the seaside is enough. It turned out pretty quickly that I also need sun, and those rapid change of temperature is not really my thing. I can adjust, I can find a way, which I'm very thankful for it, that I can work with it. I can be still comfortable and turn it into adventure. But I know that a lot of people have very specific needs, and if they are not satisfied, they feel very much alienated, unhappy, and it's not for everyone. I know personally people who take changes very, very badly, and they need really long time to adjust to the new situation. And we all have such situations in our life that we are not going to accept, and even in a longer time, and we shouldn't. We should find a better solutions for all of us that will work for everyone. So that was about this related autonomy, about the adjusting to the changes, seeing what's working for you, paying attention to with whom you are. I think more or less I told you everything, so I'm not gonna make it longer just to make it extension of that, but more or less how to deal with the rapid drastic changes with being deeply feeling person. Not deal at all. Take one step at a time and see how you can deal, how you can be in the situation you are, and what do you need. So you are redirecting your focus toward what do you need in order to feel better, in order to be better. How do you feel in the presence of other people, with whom you would like to meet, with whom not, and take us step by step, and do not beat yourself up, especially those women in that thought they can do all these things, and then the situation get too big and they cannot handle it. You always can change your mind. So on that positive thought, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know, what are you thinking? Perhaps you would like to add something from yourself. And I am wishing you sunny, lovely summer, and whatever you are. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.